Kitchen.
It sounds like you're trying to impersonate a dinosaur roar there.
Yeah, I was.
Do we have a fake bottle I can smash over Rob's head for content? We should order a fake bottle so that we can get in an argument at one time. And I can smash one on him. I saw you guys were a little more zoomed in on Dave's face than my face.
What
was it? Well, there's only one bald guy with the beard we can have on this pod.
R cubed.
We're back.
Let's go. Had a great draft last night. Shout out to all the hard hat lunch pailers out there doing a special pod for the league. The League of Leagues.
Well, just to reiterate, this is not a fantasy football thing. This is
a fantasy basketball. And special guest for the second time, Reibread.
All Reibread here.
Reibread's joining us. He's back in the league after a couple-year hiatus. I talked him into it. I had
Reibread, please.
Reibread, okay. I had to kind of sweeten the deal. I'm not going to mention what I had to do. Makes him seem really bad. We're going to go through the league here real quick.
Wait, you're the hooker in this situation.
Yeah, I am the hooker. So this is kind of a recap. We're going to grade everyone's team, and hopefully we're going to do little updates. I don't know if it's going to be weekly going forward, but y'all view, we will perform.
We're going to. I think the idea is we're going to try and get a nice little some good involvement, talking some shit.
Yeah.
Kind of keeping up on the league. It doesn't seem like there's too much fancy basketball stuff out there. Well, our scoring is a little bit different.
And definitely not points leagues, dude. No one does points leagues.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, our scoring is a little bit different, but it's fun. I mean, we're changing the lineups daily. I'm pretty excited for it. So.
Same.
And we got a couple of good basketball guys here. So.
Yeah, we do. I'm going to introduce everyone in the league real quick. Give a shout out and thanks for doing it. So I'm the first team. I have me up first probably because I win every year. 6 out of 10 championships, by the way. This is the 11th year we've been doing this league. Yeah, pretty nice.
Hard hat, lunch pail.
So, yeah, I am Viagra plus Coke at Brothel. Shout out to Lamar Odom. And I have the best picture ever. It's the Dave Chappelle crackhead. It looks kind of exactly like Lamar Odom.
Yeah.
Second
Tyrone
team.
Biggums.
Tyrone Biggums, there you go. Second team, best big three ever. Obviously, he's been in the league a lot because that has the Dwayne Wade, Rondo big three. That's a shout out to that.
Okay.
Which was about 5 years ago. That's Zach Sprague. Sprague, we miss you. We love you. Last time I checked, he looked like Santa Claus. He's been losing weight, though. I think he's a fit guy now.
Good.
Unlike me. All right. Third team, Dom Do. Supposed to be dominating dudes because he's super into guys.
Well, that's not necessarily the reason. I think it's more that my dudes dominate year
Oh,
after year.
okay.
But yeah. That's my
Best
spot.
drafter ever.
Do you have a championship?
I think you have one.
I think one, and I got second place last year.
He's competitive.
This will be my third or fourth year in it.
Yeah, I think fifth year.
Yeah.
Gasolina, 14. Ben Bartelt, my boy. We're in love with each other. We love each other. Quick fact about that, we have a marriage pact. When we were both, he's about 11 years younger than me. When I'm 73 and he's 65, we both have to get divorced and marry each other. Pretty cool.
Sounds like something like an episode of Friends.
Yeah, it's he's for sure about it. I'm on, I tell him I'm going to do it, but sorry, bro. Fifth team, Shamuel, his brother.
Okay.
Brad Bartelt, the bigger brother.
Okay.
Older brother, sorry.
Yeah.
He's been in the league a couple years. Set your fucking lineup, both you guys. Jeff's Spectacular Team, new member, Jeff Schusler. I bowl with him.
Okay.
He bowls on Mondays. He's supposed to be a big fantasy buff, and his team's pretty solid. So, next team, Jordan Teagarden. And also, Jeff's Spectacular Team, Jordan's Pleasant Team. Change your name, please. Do something original. What the fuck we talking about here? Pleasantville? Teagarden, we love you. You're a solid basketball player. Let's see what your basketball knowledge is, though, right? I didn't like his team. We'll get into that later. Scott's team. This is Walmsley's buddy from the East Coast. Okay. Never met him. Seems like a good enough guy.
He's been in it for a little bit now.
Yeah, this is his second year. Yeah. Change your name. Mike Mcdonald, new member. One of his good buddies. Mike's a good guy. I looked at his Yahoo rankings for basketball, really good somehow.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't expecting
Somehow.
that. Well, I just didn't think he's a big basketball guy. It's like 64% was impressive.
I thought as a society we're moving past preconceived notions.
Yes.
You can't say those things.
His draft was a little bit, I don't know if he looked at the settings. We'll get into that later. And jalapeno business. All up in your business. Mike Ryland, what Ryland does. Reibread. God damn it. There's our intro, and my man Caps here is going to break down the settings for those of you that aren't in the league. It's a points league.
So traditionally, once you pull up the settings, explain like normally how is it? If it's not
usually it's a roto. Roto league. So roto usually is like baseball does that a lot. It has to do with it's like 10 different categories, and you have to win a certain category. There's free throw percentage. It's not fun to play. Points leagues, we're trying to make this like fantasy football. Yeah. As close to fantasy football as we can. There's matchups. We love fantasy football.
Everyone loves football more than they do basketball.
I love this basketball league more than any fantasy football league personally. It's more predictable. Give us the settings here.
Yep. So it's a 10-team league. We're going to do 6 teams that make the playoffs, right?
Yep. 2 buys.
Yep. With 2 buys. Playoff routine. Blah blah blah. So there is, I believe, 10 starters and 10 bench spots. So it's a deep league, especially for 10 people. You're going to start one shooting guard, 1 point guard, 2 guards. Then you get your 1 small forward, 1 power forward, with 2 additional forwards. You get 1 center, and then additional utility.
Yep.
Big thing about this is you're not competing for categories like you said. So
just straight points, man.
Most leagues, at least most leagues outside of yours, I noticed it seems like all right, this guy shoots 90% free throw percentage, and you get out of 10 points, whatever. You can get a certain amount of points. This is strictly based on your player's performance. And I think it's pretty heavy scoring.
Very heavy. The only negatives are turnovers, -2.
So I'm going to run it down, and you explain how you weight it a little bit.
I will.
So for a field goal made, so you make any bucket, 2-pointer, 3-pointer, doesn't matter. That's 1 point. 3-point field goal made is an additional 3 points.
It's a bonus.
Yes, an additional. If it's a 3-pointer,
it's a bonus.
Yes. Oh.
Sure.
And then every point scored is 1 point. So that means
a 3-pointer's worth 7.
Yeah,
7 points.
Thank you. I'm glad that you finished that off because I couldn't do the math. But then you get your rebounds, 2.5 per rebound. Assists are 3. Steals are 4, and block shots are 4. So if you have a good defensive player, that can make up for someone that only averages 10 points. Like Ben Wallace, he's a Hall of Famer. Would have been pretty good here. Turnovers, not as detrimental as you'd think based on the high scoring for everything else, only -2. But then if you get your double-double, you get 7 points. Triple-double's 12. However, you can stack those.
Yep.
So if you get your double-double, your one if you have Jokic, like someone had like 3 years in a row, he's 1 rebound away from that triple-double. You already had the 7 points. If he gets the assist, you're getting the 3 points plus the 12 points, triple-double, bam, bam, bam.
19 points for a triple-double.
If he's 1 rebound, point, or assist away, it turns into a big swing for you. And so it looks like that's about it. 1 point for field goal, 3 for 3-pointers, 1 for a point scored, 2.5 for rebounds, 3 for assists, 4 for steals, 4 for blocks, only -2 for a turnover, 7 for a double-double, and 12 for triple-double. So -2
that's nothing.
Yeah, right. Like that encourages someone to take James Harden at like the 4th overall pick or something.
8 turnovers, whatever. It's only -16. Now Ryland has a contribution for the intro. It's a joke. Do you plan a joke? Are you gonna call me fat? You're bald.
I actually don't have anything planned today. I appreciate it.
Damn.
He's trying to be kind today.
Yeah.
Thank you again for the invite to this
whatever this is.
Great show.
There it is. There's the joke.
All right, there's the joke. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go team by team here and kind of.
Well, I guess I can say something.
Yeah.
Thanks for inviting me also to this. I should say, dragging me to this league. I'm sure, like many of you, Rob spent countless hours texting you saying, "Join! Come on!"
Can you imagine if I was trying to court you as a woman? Oh God!
And really check your settings, guys. Rob's spent many years, as you subliminally heard in the intro.
Gaslighter over here.
Yeah, he spent many years subliminally perfecting the scoring system to his draft setting favorites.
Every year I change it to what guy I like.
You can call this the Hard Hat Lunch Pail League, but I also want you to know this as Rob's Clown Show League, because That's what this scoring system is. So
buckle
up.
I think it's crucial to watch this so we can understand the trends and kind of get a dive into Simmons' mind. The creator of the architect of this matrix that we're trying to navigate.
Simon Birch of this matrix.
Yeah.
All my mind is just giant titties flopping around.
Mm-hmm.
I love big titties. All right, here. First team we're going to break down here. Best big three ever, Zach Sprague. So, I actually like his team. We're going to go through the top 3 picks here.
Yeah, I think that's the best.
He got the number 1 pick, so obviously
overall.
Jokic. Rip to you. He had Jokic.
This
really
man
has been reaching on Jokic for the last 3 years. He's been talking about Jokic since, I think you were there when he was born.
Well, he's been a first-round draft pick for me for 3 years in a row.
Yeah, and you were reaching about 8-10 slots early for him every year. Last year...
But it's not about me right now.
All right, so Jokic, love it. Number 1, we all agree. Great pick. Second pick, don't like it at all. Anthony Davis. That's where you went wrong a little bit in my mind. I love Anthony Davis, the player. He doesn't play much. They added Russell Westbrook, so they're taking away a lot of rebounds from him.
Yeah.
What do you guys project over-under games Anthony Davis this year? If he doesn't get like an injury.
65.
Yeah, that's not good. And he's going to get an injury because he's Anthony Davis. Remember. 82-game season.
The one thing I'll say about
66. The price is right.
The one thing I'll say about that is we're switching our rosters, our lineups daily.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not necessarily if he rests for 2 games in a row when they have 4 and 5 nights or something like that. You're not, because he's a difference maker when he's out there. But
I agree. I just feel like his upside isn't what the other.
What was his third pick?
Third pick was Zach Levine, kind of a homer pick. So he had the turn. So 20 was Anthony Davis. 21 was Zach Levine. Again, I liked him as a player, but they added so many guys. DeRozan. Well, Lonzo Ball hasn't hurt his fantasy stock because he's a facilitator. But what I like
stuff like that helps Zach Levine because when you have players around you. They no longer know who they have to double team.
Okay.
There's not only a spotlight on one guy. Maybe it's the Bulls fan talking to me.
Well, doesn't it feel like...
Rewind.
I might be wrong here, but doesn't it feel like the Bulls are building around Zach Levine?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like he's part of the piece. It feels like he's the piece, and we're adding...
Do you think
Kuzma,
21
we're
is...
adding Lonzo, we're adding DeMar.
Do you think 21 is too early for Zach Levine? Would you have taken him at 21? I would definitely not. That's just me.
I think
you look at who went just after him, and I say...
I want
think
LeBron over him.
Given where we're located, he's the hometown
I want
pick.
Donovan Mitchell over him.
You want a lot of things, bro.
I do. Where I like his team, though, is Jokic is a cheat code. But he went Drew Holiday at 40 and then C.J. McCollum at 41. And nice. C.J. is great. That's a great pick right there because he's been chucking threes more every year. The man makes 4 threes a game. So he's a solid 65, 70-point-a-game guy. Get him in the 5th round. And then Scary Terry at 60. Love that pick.
Next team.
This was...
Yeah, real quick, let's just get through the rest of his team. R.J. Barrett, 61, a little early. But Robert Williams could be a sleeper there in the 8th round. Norman Powell, Andre Drummond, Tim Hardaway. I love that pick when he made it. I wanted Tim Hardaway a lot. He got him at 101. He's pretty much
I prefer senior.
Yeah, he's a little taller. Tim Hardaway Jr. is taller than senior. Josh Hart, Duncan Robinson. What I will say is he got John Wall at 181. I love that pick because, I totally forgot about him.
Can you do the John Wall for the people?
What I don't know what it is. I was just dancing.
Rob's got it.
I like that pick, though. At 181, if he goes to a spot where he's not getting minutes, that's going to be probably a league winner. You know what I mean?
Maybe Kyrie for John Wall.
Right?
That's just when you get
that'd
rid of
be
a guy.
real nice, dude. Send him to Houston.
Work.
What's your rank? What's your grade of the team? What do you grade that team? I'm giving him a B+.
Yeah, do you have any thoughts on the team?
Yeah, Ryan, what do you think?
I think Rob summed it up. I'll agree with the B+.
I have him as an A.
Wow. Okay, spread some positive reviews.
And obviously I like Jokic a lot. Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong there. I think AD, I think you're over criticizing his perceived fragileness. Levine seems like he's due for a breakout year with the Bulls trying to make the playoffs. And then CJ last year before he got hurt was averaging 75 or 80. Like he was the steal of the draft before he got hurt. And then Holiday I absolutely love. Dude's a gamer. he's a triple-double waiting to happen. Those first 5 picks alone, that might be 5 guys that are going to average 70 to 95 points.
All right, Sham Yao, second pick. Brad Bartelt. He had the second pick, so Luka Doncic.
Brothers Bartels.
Yeah, great pick, though. Luka, I mean, obviously, it's going to be 100 points a game, MVP, and then he backed that up with Bradley Beal at 19. Like that pick. Health's a concern. Wrestling is a concern. He could be traded, though. That's a solid pick to back up Luka. And then Bam and Christian Wood were his third and fourth. Bam's solid. I think his upside's a little capped based on the players around him.
How does Bradley Beal perform without the gaping hole of
Westbrook?
Russell Westbrook's?
He's got
68% of Russell Westbrook's assists went to Bradley Beal.
I think Beal's fine.
I just actually made that set up.
Nice. It's not a real.
Yeah, I think that's probably, even if it's close to that, I don't know if that's a realistic number or not, but
no, it's not.
Russ is going to get his, he plays the game to get his stats, it feels like. Beal, he's been top 3 in scoring the last 3 years, I think, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like real life scoring. And then fantasy, usually he ends up at 15th overall.
Well, not his points per game.
Yeah, right. So for me, where his team, it hinges on Christian Wood here with his 4th pick, 39th overall. Christian Wood's a badass player when he's on the floor. They brought in some playmakers. They got Kevin Porter Jr. They have who's the rookie on
Green?
Yeah. So Christian Wood, if he can play, he's gonna kill that number, that ADP. But the reason is injury risk. He's very slight. He gets nicked up a lot. So, but I love him. He shoots threes, double. Thoughts on Christian Wood? Like him?
Yeah, I mean, he's a solid player. I think, my fantasy knowledge always tells me to stay with what's tried and true. So I'm probably steering clear of Christian Wood.
He's a sexy pick, though, right? Like, you can see the appeal. It's like he could average 84 a game in this league if he stays healthy and everything breaks right. He could also play 44
I will quote
games.
a wise young man in Angels of the Outfield. It could happen, but it won't.
Ooh,
sorry,
nice.
It's not happening.
It could happen. Yeah.
I agree with the Christian Wood take that if you would watch the pod at all, and I know Simmons knows this, I'm not a big guy that drafts rookies in the first 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Like ETN, I'm no chance in hell. Maybe the 5th round I'll take him.
No fantasy leagues, NFL,
like Kyle Pitts,
NBA. You should have
the perfect example. Kyle Pitts had huge expectations and was getting drafted as the 3rd, 4th, 5th tight end. He's going to have his games, but I agree, tried and true. You want some experience there.
Okay, so they need to Lonzo Ball 42nd, Yusuf Nurkic. Sorry, I can't talk. 59. The fireball really got me. D'Angelo Russell in the 7th. Those 3 picks, I like Lonzo. I think Lonzo is going to make that team run. He's a better fantasy player than he is real life player. The triple doubles, the rebounds.
I think it's the opposite.
Really?
Yeah.
No, he does really well in this league scoring. Always has.
Okay.
Because he hits
in this league.
Well,
notice the language, people. Notice the language here.
Well, you need.
We're going to crack down on him.
If you're gonna buy into a $200, you better know the scoring.
Damn straight, man.
No excuse.
That's why I win every year. I get new guys that don't know the scoring, and they always quit. And it's like I get new guys.
Wow, this is a confession I didn't expect.
Yeah, right.
Well, no, if you're gonna buy $200, then you better realize what the $200 you're putting into.
D'Angelo Russell in the 7th round. I was actually looking at him. He chucks a lot of threes. He's a headache though, and he tends to miss a lot of games.
Yeah.
So
the return.
Again, he has a lot of swing picks. This is a very aggressive team.
Still in Minnesota, right?
Yeah. Very aggressive team. Where I don't like is his 8th, 9th, and 10th. Isaiah Stewart, Chris Boucher, and Evan Fournier. Fournier, no, not on the Knicks. Boucher is already hurt. He's out about 3 weeks. Yeah. And Isaiah Stewart is more of a long-term pick because they still have quite a bit of guys ahead of him, and he's on Detroit. So I can't really say. He has PJ
Washington. Sorry about your baby mama.
I don't know what happened there, but
what happened?
I'm pretty sure, didn't she basically flat out say she got with him with the money?
Nice.
Baby, and dipped right after.
Damn. Well, maybe that'll make him do better in fantasy. All right, grades.
I respect the honesty.
Grades on Sham Yao. Grades. I'm gonna give this team a C+.
Sorry, what team? Oh, grades on this one.
Yeah. I give it a C+. It could go up to an A if it hits. It could go down to about a D if it doesn't, because these guys they're risky. right? There's not a lot of proven players on this team.
Yeah, I'm going C.
What you got?
I'm gonna go with a C minus here. Actually,
Sorry, bud. We have a side bet.
I love Luka, but
Yeah.
after that, there's a lot of potential.
Beal, I
misses.
feel Beal is getting drafted at his peak, right? Like, what more?
You're supposed to sell Beal at this point,
yeah.
not continue to draft.
That's what I'm
him
saying.
this
What
high.
more can Beal do to get you to that champion? Because right now, after that, Bam is nice, but he's not gonna. It's not his team. Like,
Right.
Christian Wood, again.
Questions.
Lonzo is not his team again. Like, especially with all the additions. If things go right for him, it could be a B team, I think. But right now, I think it's C.
All right, new guy Jeff, going down his team here. He had the third pick, so he got Giannis 3. Can't go wrong there. Steady as hell. Pretty much like vintage LeBron kind of stat you expect there.
Giannis is gonna have a bigger year than last year,
Yeah, I mean,
and he had what we call an NBA Finals championship type year.
Yeah.
you can't go wrong. And I like his team is super safe. His first 3 picks are the safest in the league. He had Giannis, Vucevic, LeBron. Those are just stat stuffing machines. And
Brian at 3 is real nice.
Yeah, Brown at 3 makes his team. That's why I have him rated as my third best team. Those 3 picks are just unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean,
He got DeJounte Murray at 4, 38. A little high, but the Spurs don't have. They lost DeRozan.
I haven't been to a Bulls game. Have they ever taken what used to be Mirotic's thing and replaced it with Vucevic and allowed the Nikola
They
to
should.
come back?
They really should.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it was only half a year, and he was, they didn't do
COVID,
well.
too,
Yeah.
Does he outperform being around now a little more of a star-studded team?
No.
versus
No. I fade him more because he averaged 89 a game last year.
Cade Cunningham.
Well, he
Talk
was like
to
a
me.
double-double.
DeJounte Murray.
Yeah, and
I
he
want to hear
is.
your thoughts on DeJounte Murray and Cade Cunningham.
Okay, DeJounte Murray I love. I feel like that's a little high. I was hoping on him in the 5th or 6th round because I feel like people wouldn't. The name recognition isn't there. The player, love it, dude. He can get boards. He can assist. He can shoot threes. Not the best shooter, but he's an energy guy, and he's going to be the best player on that team. It's going to be him, Keldon Johnson, 1 and 2 on that team. They got Dougie McBuckets now, but he's going to run that team, and he's a mini Russell Westbrook in a way where he's capable of getting 8 rebounds a game. I mean, he's not going to average 8, but he can get 8 rebounds in a game, and that team is going to be trash. And why would Popovich rest at this point? He's not going to give up because he doesn't have many years left. He's not going to tank. So I did like Murray. Chris Paul at 5 in the 5th round at 43. I like it. But
Thanks for your take on Cade Cunningham.
Oh, sorry, King County. He was getting him next. He's his 6th pick at 58. Too early. Way too early. Obviously, you're going to say the same, right? Rookie.
Yeah. Just rewind the video a minute and a half.
Right. Yeah. Do you like him?
Again, same thing. Not a big rookie taker, especially on the Pistons. He's got to do too much to get those types of numbers in a fantasy league with a lot of pressure.
Yeah. I like his skill set, and down the road, I love the prospects. I feel like that's...
He's no LaMelo Ball, but we'll talk about that.
Why he could
later.
do that pick, though, is that he went so safe early on. Nice. He went so safe early on that I feel like he could take that risk with his squad. Then he had DeMar DeRozan in the 7th round, which, pretty good. I'm not a big DeMar fan. The scoring is not great. Yeah. I like that. But where he really fucked up in my mind is he took Jacob Poeltl, the center for the Spurs, in the 78th overall. I don't know what he's looking at there. He's a solid double-double possibility, but he's just too boring. Like, you could find that down the road.
That's the guy that, like, a 14th round.
Yeah, too much. Mike Conley in the 9th, like that. Evan Mobley, another rookie, 98. So but he went so safe that he's allowed to take these outlier guys. Devontae Graham in the 11th, I actually like that, 103. Then looking down, anyone else I noticed? Killian Hayes, yeah. So he took some flyers. Goran Dragic in the 16th round early on could be nice.
Is he still in Miami?
He's on Toronto now because they swapped Dragic and Lowry.
Yeah.
So initial grades for this team, I'm going to give him a B+ again.
Okay.
Just because the first 3, you can't go wrong with that. First 3.
I hate to sound like I'm agreeing with Rob because I never want to agree with Rob in any type of situation, but I'm gonna give it B+ as well too. Big Giannis fan.
am quite bearish on this. I gave him a C+, almost a C.
Because of the question marks.
To me, do you still have his team pulled up?
Get it down there.
What did Vooch average?
88 last year.
88. I don't see him duplicating that.
No.
I think. Yeah, C+. But
Okay.
I just don't see. I don't. Of course, I like Giannis. I think probably maybe first overall pick. Honestly, Bron, he got a lot of value in the third round, but I just Murray, Paul. I think you're drafting them at their peaks right now. It's Vooch. I think you drafted at his peak. Cunningham is too much of an X factor, and there's too many question marks. He's top heavy, but his top.
I mean, Murray's about to go off.
Yeah, he is.
I want to see it first.
Okay.
Well, plus he has Portal, so now he needs two guys on the Spurs. I don't see it. C+.
Okay.
Borderline playoff team.
All right. How about
Next
business?
team!
Mike Ryland. All
Reibread.
right.
So you have to be
Reibread.
You're excluded from talking. Not that you were
No,
talking to us.
no.
anyway.
No.
We ask you to defend some of your picks if we need to. First pick, he had 4th overall, James Harden. I like the pick. I like it a lot more if Kyrie's out, officially, which we think he's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, James Harden can't go wrong. 88, 98 games.
What we talked about is only -2 for a turnover, which he gets 8 a game.
Right.
So
Double machines. But even with Kyrie, he was getting double-doubles.
if he has 4 threes, he's already at 8 turnovers. He's still plus points. That's
Right.
crazy.
So, LaMelo Ball, 2nd round. That's a swing pick for him. I was targeting LaMelo. I was hoping he fell to me in the 3rd. He could win or lose you the league this year because there's a world where LaMelo Ball is a top 7 player.
He's excited.
Just triple doubles. He's a great rebounder for his size, and I feel like that team's going to be really up tempo. I actually like that team. Not so much real life, but fantasy wise, they're going to support a lot. Almost like the Bulls this year. They have no defense. They're going to be playing in 125 to 130 games. Score 250 fucking total points scored. Fast pace. LaMelo shoots threes. I like it, but it also is a little bit.
I think he's a better fantasy player than he is in real life.
For sure.
Well, luckily we're in fantasy.
I just.
Let's finish our analysis here.
Yeah. No interrupting. Coming from me.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell, third round.
Great player.
I like that pick. Great player. Better real life player than fantasy player, but he chucks threes, and I love it. And I like Utah this year.
Mitchell, to me, is a dark horse MVP candidate.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that on the way over. Nice. Because I feel like that team's hungry, and they've been disappointing in the playoffs. He's going to take a step forward, so I like that pick.
Spider!
Yes. Clint Capella in the 4th. Capella's my boy. Last year was nice. I got him in the 8th. It was fucking free money because he was injured at the start of the year. He has apparently a little bit of an ankle or a knee injury. It's soreness, so it's not really an injury.
Nothing we're worried about.
No. I like Capella. We both love the Hawks. I'm super bullish on the Hawks. We'll get into that in our NBA preview episode. Buddy Hield in the 5th. The one that you said you didn't like too much. He's good for this scoring system, and he plays shooting guard and small forward, which is nice, the dual eligibility. He's a guy that can hit 5 threes a game. The problem is Luke Walton's a fucking moron. Doesn't play his best players. So if he can get 32 minutes, if you told me right now Buddy Hield gets 32 minutes a game, I would take Buddy Hield in the 4th round. But you can't tell me that because Luke Walton's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
So
Al Burns, I think, is going to increase his role more. Hield's
going to play 3.
What I say? Hield was trade bait. I think they have some versatility with their guards and wing rotation. Hield's an interesting one to me.
For sure.
He
can go either way. 6th round OG Anunoby, like him a lot. This year Toronto's beat up. Siakam's out for a little while. That dude it's a baller. I'm a fan. Shoots threes, plays defense. The prototypical 3-and-D guy. Draymond Green in the 7th. Triple-double waiting to happen. I expect big things from Golden State this year. And I think this is his swan song. This is the last year he's capable of putting up big numbers and being a somewhat elite player. And then we got Derek White. The Spurs are we don't know who's going to be great. Derek White's an aggressive player that chucks. And I feel like he's going to get all the minutes he can handle, like that pick. Covington, not a fan at all. Gets a lot of minutes, but he can play 38 minutes and literally have 7 points. Like real-life points. He's a 45 to 50 scoring guy. I like it. There's no ceiling with Covington at all, right? He's never capable of scoring.
But that's what you draft a guy like Covington to get your floor.
Yeah, I just don't want to ever play him.
He's nice for this type of league because he's nice because he's when your main guy's out, he can fill in for 50.
Yeah.
You're not trying to pick a guy that's going to maybe score 5, but on a good day score 40. Like you're guaranteed 40 to 60 points or something like that.
10th round Harrison Barnes, 11th round Jalen Suggs. Love that pick right there. Orlando is just awful. They have no talent. He's going to get big. He had a bad preseason, but I feel like you bought him low based on that because I could have seen him going in the 7th or 8th round had he had a good preseason. He's their best player. That guy is pro ready. He's like a
got
Halliburton.
a little injury right now. I don't know if he's game time, but
it's fine. He reminds me of Halliburton last year. He is not a very flashy player, but he is ready to play in Orlando.
I hope he does better than Halliburton.
Halliburton was fine last year.
You don't like Hallie?
I mean, I like him, but I don't
Halliburton
need
was
a
good.
3,000 point guy on my team. I need a 4,000.
Oh, he's looking overall. Right. That's his research. Nothing really else to get into. Kobe White in the 19th round. Kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
No, I like that. It's good. 19th round. Shit. He's injured right now. It's
shout
perfect.
out Kobe.
What's your initial ranking on this team?
So, just with Kobe, that was something that I was looking at probably starting right around the 10th round. I'm like, he has some potential. Like, because Lonzo is not a scorer, but they both play point guard. Like, Kobe reminds me of a Lou Williams, a off-the-bench type spark plug.
And if you're playing fast, you need a plug.
Yeah, so
A butt plug?
I like Kobe. I think that's one. I really enjoy that thing.
Rob,
my ranking for this is a B.
I give it a B too.
Real quick, I love Harden. I love Mitchell. Capella's solid as hell. What can put this towards a B plus is LaMelo Ball blowing up, Heel doing what you're hoping he does, and then.
do you mean by B plus you mean A plus?
Sure.
He said B. I said B.
I said B. I think B plus. If you can get to a B plus, you're talking a top 3 seed.
Yeah.
You're
We're not
talking
gonna
top
give him an
30% of the league. B right now, I think you're a playoff team.
Yeah.
My concern, like I said, I like Harden. I like Mitchell. LaMelo is your X factor. Capella's solid as hell. Healed, another X factor that I'm not expecting as much. OG. People seem to like him more than I do. I think he's a better basketball player than fantasy.
True.
And then Draymond Green, that's the one guy I'm concerned about, talking about your first 7 or 8 picks here.
All right. Fifth pick here. Scott's team.
Whoa. It's yours. Oh, you said B?
I said B. Yeah, we tied.
Well.
You broke down that team pretty well.
We tied.
Yeah, we tied. Scott's team, 5th pick. He got Steph Curry at 5. Amazing for the settings. Paul George is 16. I feel like he fell farther than he should have.
I almost said PG.
That's a nice pick. The resting thing and them shutting him down is a factor because they might suck.
Big reason why I took Bledsoe.
So 3rd pick, De'Aaron Fox. 4th pick, Brandon Ingram. I like that start. I don't like the Fox pick since they drafted Davion Mitchell. They also have Halliburton. They have Buddy Hield. Like I feel like Fox. I love Fox in real life. I wish he would get traded to a contender. I wanted the Bulls to get him, actually.
I thought Fox was going to be such a stud after his second year.
Yeah, and he's still good.
But I mean, like, premier.
Yeah. His shooting is inconsistent. He's a streaky shooter.
Yeah.
But that guy is one of the fastest players in the NBA. He
I
reminds
love
me a little
Brandon
bit
Ingram.
of John
Zion
Wall.
hurt.
Yeah, that's
Brandon
the pick.
Ingram is a baller.
That's the pick, right?
Tried and true, no matter what. That's the guy who shows up at the rec. Like, he'll be 45 showing up to the rec, putting up 30 points on guys after playing 5 minutes.
And 36 overall, at least I can tell you, until Zion doesn't hurt him that much, but when Zion's out, Brandon Ingram's probably going to average 80 a game, right? Like he's
Plus.
So that makes up for your Fox pick a bit. Again, I love Fox, but I feel like he's more of a 5th-round player in the scoring system this year. And then you got, my name is Jonas. Valanciunas 5th, Jared Allen 6, Kyle Lowry 7, Kevin Porter Jr. 8, who I really wanted, Nickeil Alexander-Walker 9, and Bojan Bogdanovic 10. Not too sexy with his picks from 5 to 10, although you said you like the Lowry pick. I like Kevin Porter.
He spent a lot of time in Eastern Europe in the late rounds.
Yes, he did. So he got some prostitutes for sure.
Brothels,
he probably
hostels, whatever
he
they're called.
probably got herpes.
Rob knows.
Scott, I'm sorry. Hopefully it's gonorrhea because I think that could be treated. There's no cure for herpes. If any of you guys are watching and curious, yeah, it's for life.
Also, this has no relevance to the fantasy basketball.
No, it doesn't. I just like to do these things on the podcast. Hey, if you play fantasy football, this is kind of a little bit of into our brains.
Shout out that cream you use. Maybe they'll sponsor
Oh,
you.
yeah. Nice. We do about 4 football podcasts a year. We've been doing it all year. It's great entertainment, great knowledge. We break down a lot of shit, including genital warts. All right. So later in the draft, let's see what I got here. Nothing. So I'm going to give this team a C-, unfortunately, even with the Brandon Ingram pick.
All right.
Sorry, Scott. You have herpes and you got a C-. So.
What about you, Reibread?
I'm gonna go C- as well too. I mean, it's lackluster.
Just nothing exciting.
Besides Ingram, right? We love Ingram.
Besides Ingram, I love Ingram. He's got some potential with Darius from OKC, and I'm not gonna hate on Brook Lopez coming off a championship. He's a huge part of that offense. He's gonna shoot threes. He's gonna get boards and do things, but doesn't excite me. C-.
Yeah.
So for me, I went the opposite way again. This is where we diverge again. I got a B.
Wow.
What I wrote down here, I think he has some nice depth. With Steph.
Steph?
Curry.
He had both Currys.
Yeah, so...
I just was wondering, he said depth, because
No, he
was
depth.
going through, yeah.
He has depth. I think he has great depth.
Plus Curry.
And George.
Well, I'm starting off with his first overall pick,
Yeah.
which is a 2-time MVP. And then PG with Kawhi may not come back.
Yeah,
That's more of a question mark, but if he does perform, you're getting a top 10 guy right there in the second round. Fox I like quite a bit. Again, a little bit of a question mark.
All right, is that more of St. Charles bias? Fox
River?
The Fox.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the worst joke. That's the worst dad joke I've ever had in the show. You taught me. Let's go.
Never
brought him on,
mind.
baby.
I'm doing a D+ now. I didn't realize I was so biased. No, and then Ingram, 75 points a game if he's healthy. Zion's out early. Valanciunas, not too excited about that one. Jared Allen, not too excited about that one. I do like is that Kyle Lowry pick. I think this guy has some depth. He probably won't lead the league in points per game or scoring, but I would be surprised if he's not competitive come playoff time.
All right,
well, let's see what Scott can cook up with Chef.
Nice. All right, 6 draft slots. Mike McDonald, welcome to the league, my man. Love you. Haven't seen you in a while.
Mike, he's been talking a lot of trash about your Jimmy Butler pick.
I have been. That's the worst pick in the draft. So you start out with Kevin Durant. That's a solid pick. I feel like he's going to get rested still. He's a better real-life player than fantasy player, just because he doesn't get the double-doubles, doesn't shoot as many threes. Yeah. He doesn't shoot as many threes as he should, right? He should be chucking threes.
Easy money sniper?
He's still easy money, dude. Let's see what he averaged last year. He averaged 81 a game last year. That's not going to get it done.
What did he average after Kyrie?
Yeah, probably 90. It's solid. I want the bonus over him all day, but we'll get to that later.
KD is a frontrunner for MVP odds right now.
All right. The fireball hit me a little bit. So Jimmy Butler in the second round, 15th overall pick. We vote this the worst pick of the draft. So give him a rodeo Rob.
Whoa, you said we. Like this is this is strictly your opinion.
No one else backs me on that one?
On which one, Jimmy?
Yeah.
No, I backed him.
77 a game.
If Mike McDonald ever were to premature
ejaculate, yeah. He did.
He did.
Yeah. Well, the problem is he took him ahead of LeBron, and I don't like Jimmy for the same reason I don't like LeBron, but the problem is that Jimmy Butler's not LeBron. Outside of that 5-game sample in the fucking finals where he was superhero, they're gonna rest him, dude. They have bigger aspirations with Kyle Lowry. They have a deep team. Tyler Hero's like their fucking third guy off their bench. They don't need Jimmy to play every game, and he's going to be solid as hell.
He's solid.
Yeah, but just not in the 15th
15.
overall. Yeah, 32, 34, give me Jimmy Butler. I had him last year. I traded for him last year. He's solid. He gets triple-doubles.
Yeah.
He just passed up on a lot of good guys there.
You guys, as you discussed, kind of swayed me a little bit because I'm looking at, Jimmy Butler was his second round pick, right? Just to put in perspective, other second round picks so far, Bradley Beal, Anthony Davis, Paul George, LaMelo Ball, and looks like
Vucevic, Paul George.
Well, before we get, don't go ahead. Okay, but these are the people that we've already discussed, and Paul George seems to be a tier below those guys.
Sorry, Jimmy Butler does.
Yes,
not Paul George.
Yeah.
Third round, Rudy Gobert. I love him. He's an automatic.
I would rather have Gobert in the second round than Butler.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree. And Gobert is steady.
Not trying to poo on Mcdonald here too much.
Gobert 72 a game last year in this league. He gets 3 blocks a game. That's nice. Just no actual points upside, which limits him. Right? He ain't gonna shoot 3.
He's the Rudy Rudiger of the NBA.
Yeah. So Fred VanVleet in the 4th. I actually do like that pick. He's remember that game where he had like 56 points last year. He averaged 72.
Remember that one time?
Yeah, remember Tyrese Halliburton at 5. We love him, but that's too early. Now I do love Jaren Jackson at 6. I do love Jaren Jackson, but the injury quesquestions are a problem.
He just signed a big contract.
He did. So they should probably stop resting him. Yes, I love Jaren Jackson. 3-and-D guy, man. 7-footer. I'm a big fan of Jaren Jackson, as you know, always have.
Mm-hmm.
But again, he's not proven. Mikal Bridges in the 7th round. He's a way better real life player than fantasy. What did he average last year? Like 51 maybe?
I prefer
47.
the other Bridges.
I do too. And Kyrie Irving in the 8th. Here's where his team could swing.
I'm a big Golden Gate fan.
Here's where his team could swing right here and make us eat our words. If Kyrie comes back, even though if he comes back, he's probably only playing 63 games because he's going to have a conspiracy break.
Kyrie at 8.
And Kemba Walker in the 9th. So
Well,
I
you
like
know
those
what?
2.
Get vaxxed. No,
Yeah, we don't care. I'm not
Do what
vaxxed,
you
but
wanna
like...
do.
You got Kyrie and Kemba, right?
Yeah, so Kemba for sure, I like that
Actually,
pick. That's a
please,
nice pick.
for the love of
That-
God, Kyrie, never get vaxxed. Mike
That might
McDonald,
change my
sorry.
grade on his team a little bit.
He's got some upside with Kyrie there.
How many times is your grade on Mike McDonald's team going to change?
A lot.
Well, I've only set one grade now. Just change it now.
Real quick, couple of his late round picks here. Mitchell Robinson the 10th. Been waiting for him to break out for about 3 years now.
Still on the Knicks, right?
Yeah. Levert in the 11th. He's out for about a month or two, but I do like Levert.
I like
Kelly
McDonald
Olynyk.
in the second half.
I do.
I got to
I
change
do.
my
I do.
draft.
But he did take Kawhi Leonard with
Oh,
his
so you
20th
have to
pick.
change it again. Interesting.
Well, no, it's still initial change. I haven't scratched out the initial.
I'm giving him a D plus though, unfortunately. Sorry, McDonald. Mike
McDonald actually rated your team the worst in the league, and it's purely out of love. And I don't know if Yahoo just knew your team was going to be the worst by giving you this god awful generic name, Mike M's matchless team.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
But
what did you give him?
I gave him a flat D. I still like some guys on this team. I don't think anyone's a D- in this league. Mo Bamba, there's a sweet song after him, and I think he's going to play well. Yeah.
So originally, funny enough, I was a D plus as well. However, I am moving up to a monstrous C minus now.
Oh,
I like
really nice.
no. Having Kevin Durant and Gobert, Butler's no scrub. He doesn't have scrubs his first 5 picks. He just doesn't have guys that
they don't move the needle.
Yeah, when we're talking about like Butler versus Beal, AD again, we'll go back to that. But his late round picks, he might struggle early, come on a little bit late, maybe middle of the season, and then all those guys will get hurt again, and he'll taper off. So I went from a D plus to a C minus simply because he has good players that have good potential, but I don't expect him to last all season, and he's waiting on people.
All right. 7th pick. This is me. And real quick, I can't talk during this, but Rylan wrote, I said me for power rankings. He said Dick Lover, a.k.a. Baby Dick Daddy. So that's what I'm known as now. I'm going to change my name to Dick Lover.
We already got that tattoo.
I do. No one can see it. All right. You can break down my squad here.
So, our corrupt commissioner drafted Sabonis first
Robert Goodell.
7th pick. 7th pick.
With the 7th pick, Sabonis, Domantas Motis. Then he went Julius Randle with number 14. Decided to go John Morant with 27. Jaylen Brown, 34. Zion Williams, 47. And then I think I know there's one guy he wants me to mention, but number 6 was Kristaps Porzingis. 7 was Brogdon. And then one guy he wants to mention in the 12th round, he got Josh Giddey. So recap, we got Sabonis, Randall, Morant, Jaylen Brown, Williamson, Porzingis, Brogdon, and then I think his upside guy is Giddey. Dinwiddie too. He likes Dinwiddie. All right. What do you got here, Adam?
I don't want to like Rob's team,
Yeah.
and I don't.
All right.
So, I mean, this is actually simple to talk about because I think Rob is getting what we like to call in the business cute.
Oh, so cute.
And I think...
Super cute.
You know, you can tell exactly what he does when he drafts. He takes his prior year stats, he takes his projected stats, he marinates them, and he says, you know what? I'm going to take the guy who got a ton of points last year.
I'm going to extrapolate.
He's probably going to have a bunch of points this year, and I'm going to do all this stuff.
Extrapolator.
And he also pays $15.99 for a Fantasy Pros account.
I don't do any of that.
He's
It's my own
lying.
podcast, bro. I don't do any of that shit.
He's lying.
Okay.
I'm teasing.
Yeah.
I don't really know that.
No, so any picks that between Sabonis, like his first three, Sabonis, Julius Randle, John Morant.
No, they're solid guys. I like John Morant. I think John Morant's one of those guys who's kind of like a better Sebastian Telfair. He's gonna have some good.
What the fuck? Sebastian Telfair is 5'10" and played street ball.
And you like that pick?
Yeah, the reason I say that is because there was a lot of hype coming into the league.
Yeah.
I think he plays well, and I said he's a better Sebastian.
I'm a better Sebastian.
But what I mean by that is he's a bounce guy, and I think he's no Derrick Rose, and I think those bounce guys knees fail quickly, and
So you're projecting injury.
I'm projecting that, yeah, you can't bounce around like that forever. And he's one of those high traffic jumpers that he's a scary guy.
Okay. That's interesting because there's rare breeds where they're so physical but can sustain a career for a decade. Allen Iverson gets beat up all the time. Even though he was 5'9", he's still a bounce guy. He's still catching alley-oops, right? Like kind of what you're saying. He wasn't a great shooter. He was physically dominating in a athletic, not strength-wise.
I like Sabonis, but I also, I don't like Sabonis in the sense that, I'm out at a bar having a drink and I'm chatting with a random person. I'm like, yo, talking fantasy, and I say, yeah, I'm a top pick with Sabonis. Don't get excited about it.
In this league you should, but
my concerns,
in this corrupt league,
I would suppose it's really your 4th, 5th, 6th round picks. Super high upside, but Jaylen Brown, Williamson, and Porzingis there's a good chance that those three combined might play half of their scheduled games, right? Jaylen Brown seems to miss a lot of work. Like I had him last year.
Same with Zion.
Well, he's
already
another
high bounce guy, right?
That's the easy one because Zion's hurt right now. But Porzingis, like those three, while they can average in this league 70 to 80 fantasy points, they could also average you 0 for 3 months in a row.
The Zion truck spends more time in the shop than it does out on the road.
I'll tell you why I did that though. I know I shouldn't talk about my own team, but I picked the highest upside guys I can because I know with this 45 game max I can fill in the fucking shit.
Oh, I had a similar philosophy.
Aggressive, right?
Those guys are all. You did a good job, I think, of solidifying some nice foundational, some nice structure in the beginning. You have a nice foundation, and if those guys can do what they need to do, then you'll have a good team.
Josh Giddey though, 12th round. I reached on him. He was 170 ranked. This man is Larry Bird mixed with Luka. In terms of what he plays like, I don't think he's going to be as good as those guys. He's Rookie of the Year. Dark Horse Rookie of the Year. Bet it. He's going to be starting for OKC from day one. He's going to let Shea move off the ball. He's 6'8". He's the second youngest player in the NBA. We'll see how that ages.
When you hear bet it, fade it.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
So,
Great.
What do you got for Dimmers?
The only thing I'll say is there's some potential, depth to his draft that I like. Obviously somebody who's sat there behind the scenes with his little chisel and toothpick sculpting the scoring system to perfect it to the way he likes it, knows his draft better than anybody. Some guys that were drafted a little higher, Aaron Gordon, Wendell Carter, by no means stars anymore, but deep. So, when you got 45 games played each week, you want guys playing a lot of games, and, he's got guys that are going to do that.
So what's your... Do you give a grade?
I gave him a B minus. I think I got a B, so I gave him a B minus.
Yeah, I'm between a B and a B plus. I have serious concerns about those three players. I think a solid playoff team with
Rob, if you came home from school and your mom said she had serious concerns about your report card, would she assume you had B's?
Okay, no, let me finish here. I think the B is based on the baseline. The B plus would be based on Porzingis, Zion, and Jaylen Brown playing 60% of the games each.
Huh.
Like, I think that's the X factor for you.
All right, next team. Real quick, I've won 6 out of 10 championships. But all right, next.
Okay, it's not an attack on you. We're just.
Oh, I'm just kidding. I don't care.
No, obviously you do.
Fade me, son. Fade me, son. Fade me,
Next
son.
team up.
Next
So you're a playoff team
team.
with top
Jordan
potential.
Teagarden, one of our favorite people. Amazing real life basketball player. We'll see how he does in terms of fantasy basketball.
Yeah.
All right. He had the 8th pick. Damian Lillard, tried and true, like that. Joel Embiid with the 13th pick, kind of like that. Where he lost me.
Does it scare you, Damian Lillard, with the whole situation?
A little
kind
bit,
of thing?
a little bit. Hence why I didn't take him at 7, right? Because like he might be disgruntled, even though he's a dog, man. Michael Porter Jr. 3rd and Anthony Edwards 4th. Anthony Edwards, no. I love him. I had him last year. I picked him up. He was solid. He's a chucker, but he's an empty stats guy. And Anthony Edwards at 33 overall, no bueno. And then I'm going to add this next pick in here, Miles Turner. Again, real life awesome baller. Gets a lot of blocks, but blocks aren't, they don't help you with double doubles. He shoots threes. Like those 3 picks, Michael Porter buying really high on him, Edwards buying high, Miles Turner, just those 3 picks just killed you. Right? Any thoughts? What do you think about those 3?
I have an opinion.
I think you're in a double league. I think there's more depth in Denver now than there was prior when Porter had his back injury, wasn't playing. I still think they're going to put up solid stuff, but in this wonky scoring system, I think points don't really get you everything you need, and they're not going to do everything else necessary to get those 19-point plays.
Before we move on, he did draft Marcus Aldridge, so
This is the worst draft
he
pick of all time.
might come back from. No, I'm just
Wait,
This is
is
last
there
overall
2
pick.
worst picks of all? Can we be definitive in who has the worst pick of all
Well, that's
time?
just a wasted pick.
So I have an opinion real quick.
Yeah, what do you got?
His first 2 picks I think are I love the fact that he has 2 top 10 players in the league for his first 2 picks.
Yes.
With Damon and Embiid,
Yes,
right?
love it. Safe, awesome.
Outside of that, so initially my grade for him was a C, because I think after his first 2 picks, the next 3 or 4 picks are Michael Porter Jr. has some substantial upside, but Anthony Edwards, it's difficult to say he doesn't have upside, but that's a prove it for me. So there's a big X factor there. Miles Turner, I'm not too excited about, but a little bit later, I do like guys like Bogdanovich on Atlanta, Reggie Jackson, Marcus Smart. I like those type of guys. So I went from a C to a C plus because I think he has 2 of the better players in the league, and I think he has some upside, not only in Michael Porter Jr. but later in the draft.
You got it right.
I think we spent enough time talking about this team.
Yeah, well, okay, so that's a D.
That's a D.
I gave him a D plus, so not great. Sorry, T.
Derrick
We're gonna go to
Rose, shout out.
He does have, Gasolina with the 9th pick. We have a $100 side bet, by the way, which I love.
You're gonna win that bet because Gasolina. I got some stuff to say about
Not
it.
good.
Gasolina.
All right, so Jason Tatum, number 1, 9th overall. I actually like that pick. Cat at 12, I kind of like that pick too. So I like the start there. Then he gets 3rd, Devin Booker, 4th, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Let me say one quick side note. These guys, they give out great advice about fantasy and stuff about how to lose, so just fade them. But the one thing I want to add, sleeper money made on Shai.
Gilgeous?
Yeah.
I like him.
I'll tell you what, watch his freaking money or his points over and his points, rebound, assists over.
It's usually pretty
They
low.
give him some sneaky low lines that are legit it's like robbing Vegas.
It's like
and
36
I feel like
and a
you don't
half.
get to do that often.
Yeah.
Or points at like 17 and a half, and you're like, what?
All right, so if you guys...
So would you rather have Shea or John Morant?
I'd definitely rather have Ja because he has pink strands in his hair, and that to me screams baller.
All right, so Devon Booker, though, we love in real life. You would know last year you traded for him. In this league, he's garbage. He's
just
very
a points
hollow.
guy.
Yeah, but he doesn't. The problem is,
he's one steal, 4 turnovers, 2 rebounds,
but he doesn't shoot enough. He doesn't shoot enough threes.
Well, 2 assists, and he's a mid-range monster.
So last year he had 26 points a game in real life, 26, 4, and 4. He averaged 62 points a game in fantasy. That's with scoring 26 points a game. Points per game. He just doesn't shoot enough threes and doesn't do anything else. So like, he's okay. You can do worse.
And this is your guys' worst team in the league.
Yeah, I have him as my worst team in the league. Real quick, Tobias Harris in the 5th. If Ben Simmons gets traded, I like that pick more.
I have
Colin
to go
Sexton
back
the
really
6th.
quick because I feel like we did Jordan, Teagar, and Dirty on this.
We did.
He had
You
Joel
did. I gave
Embiid.
him a C+.
He had Joel
You motherfuckers
Embiid,
gave him a
too.
D.
Did we even mention Joel Embiid?
T, I gave you C+. C+.
We did?
Yeah.
D- is here.
Real
I'll
quick
give you a
though,
D
Jalen
plus.
Green in the 7th round, Colin Sexton in the 6th. Sexton's solid, but again, not a point, not in this league. Andrew Wiggins in the 8th. No.
Colin Sexton, though. Avery Johnson, dogs.
Yeah, I love Colin Sexton, dude. He just doesn't put up. He just will score 25 points in real life and only score like 51 that game because all he does is just drive to the hoop. It doesn't get assists. So Miles Bridges in 92, I like that. Kelly Oubre 109. Laurie Marketing in the 12th round, no thanks. He's not going to play.
Gasolina, this is
Ben Bartelt.
Ben Bartelt.
Yeah. Not too much more on this team. I give him I'm gonna give him a D-.
D-?
Really, that's my worst grade.
Right.
He is my worst team. So.
I'm giving him a D as well. He's my second to worst ranked team in the league.
Who's your worst?
Mike McDonald.
Okay.
Is it Ben, you said?
Yes.
Ben? Not even joking. Got it down here, B+ for Gasolina.
Whoa.
How much glue did you
Yeah.
just sniff and wear into the stash?
Can we have some?
Because I want to hear this, and,
Okay,
and
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
want to hear
yeah.
anything
Let me
dragged
get
out. In 3
No,
points or less, I want
Yeah,
you
real
to
quick.
sell us.
I'll give you one line.
Bring us to a C
Yeah,
at
I'll
least.
give you one sentence about each player. One sentence, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Jason Tatum.
You said you hated that guy, actually, not 20
No,
minutes
he
prior to this
No,
podcast.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
is my MVP favorite at 25-1. So I absolutely love that. Cat has been injury prone, but I don't see anyone else on that team that can perform the way he can. Devon Booker, I know the counting stats we just described it, not there. However, Chris Paul is going to take a step back. Devon Booker's the reason that team is successful. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, it's the Thunder. I don't know what else you expect from them besides
Josh Giddey.
Besides him performing. Tobias Harris, Simmons might be gone. Tobias Harris is habitually a 28 and 5 guy. Can score threes, can blocks. Maybe the stats I know made a little off, but he's a gamer. Colin Sexton, young guy. Jalen Green, rookie of the year.
X Factor.
Andrew Wiggins. What's his nuts is still out.
Clay, yeah.
Clay's still out. Tyler Hero had a disappointing after the bubble. Had a little bit of a disappointment, but came on second half of the year. Mikal Bridges played probably the most minutes during the finals, during the playoffs. So he's
too early.
No, he's always going to be out there. He's the glue guy for that team. Laurie Markkinen getting an opportunity. I hate the fact that he's up. You got your fucking points. Markkinen on Cleveland loves. If he's not going to be gone, he's going to be there, but buried.
You won.
Schroeder.
That's enough on this team.
I got.
We're not sold.
I know, well, you're giving us all this. Let's go to your team. Let's go to your team now.
B+.
All right,
Let's
okay.
go to
Let's go to your
Dom
team
Dude.
now. Dom Dude.
What?
Can you grab me a drink over there?
That's
while you
what I'm
get up?
going to do right now.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
I'll take one of yours if they're cold. All right, Dom Dude, since he can't have anything in here. Russell Westbrook, he had the turn, 10-11. So
I
Russell
actually
Westbrook.
like Dom Du.
I do too.
I don't like
Dude?
the name. I think the name
Name's
is
trash.
pretty lackluster and lazy, and I think it lacks creativity. And for a guy who's running a podcast, I'm blown away. But As far as his team drafted, I have him up here in my top 4, hitting cleanup. I'm a huge Trey Young guy. And I think that guy is just going to, like, grow and grow because I think, you know, and I hate to sound lame, but I follow him on Twitter. I love that guy's Twitter. He's a work-hard guy. He seems humble, constantly wanting to prove himself. I don't think he's got the platform. His hair is as bad as yours. Both of you get a razor.
Bad as mine. One quick thing about Trey Young that's crazy. He averaged 2.2 3-points made last year. He's one of the best 3-point shooters in the league. I feel like this year his confidence is going to grow. I expect the number to go to 4, right? Like Steph Curry range. Like almost Steph Curry range, right? We would consider him the second best shooter in terms of range. Besides Lillard, Steph, and him.
As the Madden expert, I'd also like to be a 2K expert.
Yeah.
Hawks are so sleepy because the way 2K structures their games, you are in different tiers. And Trey Young, that guy, green lights.
Like Kyler and Madden, right?
Yeah.
Understatement.
Well, so I'll say this before you guys finish. Obviously, I was a big Cardinals guy, especially with the ascending guy. Trey's coming into almost the ascension that Kyler is.
Yep.
He's the short king. He's kind of doing things a little bit differently.
Who's got better hair?
Kyler.
Kyler
has hair
right now, though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because he does everything differently. He braids and all that stuff.
All right, let's finish this team so we can move on to the next pod. Because we're doing an NBA preview for you guys. It'll be released after this. So, Russell Westbrook, Trey Young, Chris Middleton, DeAndre Ayton start.
That's pretty.
Yeah, Ayton I feel like is gonna tear it up this year. He's hungry. His rebounding numbers have been questionable
He's
so
fighting for a
far.
contract now.
Yes, I
He's
see him.
goofy.
He is goofy. I just see him just beasting it this year after last year getting kind of exposed in the postseason, even though he was all they had up front. Like it. John Collins, 5th, and where his team hinges right here is Ben Simmons in the 6th round. If Ben Simmons, if he stays in Philly, he's still going to return value from that 6th round pick. If he goes to a lesser team, right, and gets to run the show, Ben Simmons will be a top 15 player in this league.
Yeah, he's a guy.
Fantasy.
Ben Simmons still has to actually play basketball.
Right.
And we're unsure if Ben Simmons knows how to do that.
That's why you got him at 51.
Just because you're tall and can dribble doesn't mean you're a basketball
But if he
player.
runs the floor, he doesn't need to shoot free throws or shoot threes or do any of that shit. He can just get 8 points, 14 assists, and 12 rebounds.
In the 6th round? Okay.
The thing is, it's built in with a question mark is he going to play? I think he's going to play. Maybe sit out a week. I don't know. But that's
in the 6th round,
if you can get Ben Simmons playing, you're going to be in contention to win with Russell Westbrook, Trey Young, Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton's a little boring for me. I don't know if I was a fan of that pick.
Yeah, well,
what do you think about Middleton?
You know, I'm a Bucks guy, and Chris Middleton, he plays well, but I think he's one of those guys where, you know, I don't know if he's got a reason to continue to work as hard as he does. I don't think they're a repeat team, and I think they even know that. I think Bucks fans know that. I think they look at the injuries in the postseason and everything like that, and they say, hey, we got ours, let's just relax. Yeah. And that's what's going to happen this year.
Doing my best about my time until you guys are finished.
So I will say, he texted me about 5 times during the draft. I sniped him. So my team is almost a reflection of who he wanted, which I feel good about because Caps drafts better.
Later on.
Yeah, Caps drafts better in this league than anyone I've ever seen.
But he lacks jam skills because he doesn't close out. Is that what you're trying to say?
He doesn't set his lineup. His in-season stuff isn't what mine is.
Please
his pickups, right?
No, we discussed this, I think, first Reibread podcast. I said I'm more of a macro guy. He's more of a micro guy. I can kind of...
What do you mean by that?
He has a bigger dick. I have a smaller dick.
That's what I thought.
Macro penis, micro.
Well, that's what I was trying to imply.
Show it to you guys.
No. For example, I think more long term. Like I can say, all right, this is how it's going to happen throughout the rest of the season. I'm a little more accurate with that. But he can say like week to week. He's more accurate with that sense.
Yes. So Gordon Hayward in the 7th round, though, I like that pick a lot. He
Guy's
looked
leg
good last
snapped
year.
in half. But
He
he's
did.
still
He's
balling.
fine.
Years ago,
He's still balling. But you didn't hear me. But he's still balling.
He's going to be the offense is going to run through. Like he's going to be their scorer. Like you think about in football. If there's a guy that you need a third down, like there's a guy. He's there. Hey, they just scored 8 points in a row on us. Hayward gets a bucket. Stop the bleeding. He's Renfro. He's a slot receiver. He's Julian Edelman. those type of guys.
They're not going to pass to Darren Waller.
They don't like
in
doing
that
that
situation.
these days.
There's a million examples. I was using a few.
2 other picks I want to highlight,
No,
though.
it's just like, fuck you.
2 other picks I want to
I made
highlight.
the point, and you agree with it. You're just trying to discredit it by saying someone else.
3 picks. Siakam in the 8th. I love it, but he's hurt for about a month. But still, 71st overall. I like him. Swaggy Pete. Kyle Kuzma in the 11th. Love it. Love it. I like the Wizards this year. I love Dimwitty. I love fucking the complimentary guys. Because Beal could get traded in either way. Kuzma's a good player, right? He's kind of a knucklehead, but he is perfect for the scoring system.
20 points a game guy.
It's nice. In the 11th round. And then the last one is James Weisman in the 17th. He was drafted that high for a reason. I feel like if he can ever get if he can get his game together and he can get some trust from Steve Kerr, Weisman could be an easy 55 a game guy. Yeah. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, he could definitely be a 55 game guy. I said Damdu overall. I like the squad. He's got guys in every position that can get it done. I think one guy we kind of blew over that I like is Jordan Clarkson. I know I have Donovan Mitchell, so I got the prime guy.
Yeah, 100%.
He averaged 52 a game last year.
You look at those bench numbers and you say he could be starting on plenty of teams, but he's in Utah to help win a championship.
Yeah, he's a chucker.
3.1
3-pointers made a game last year.
I think the more tattoos he's gotten, the better of a basketball player he's become.
Yep. So what's your grade on him? I had a B+. I have him as my 4th best team. Tied 4.
I actually gave him a B+ as well.
Okay.
I will agree.
All right, real quick, do some power rankings here.
I have nothing to say now.
What do you got? I didn't get to say too much about my team, so.
Well, just real quick.
Yeah, me either.
Just I want to. This will be brief.
It won't be.
Just
brief.
don't go down every player.
I'm wearing briefs.
So obviously, Russ first overall, I think surprised a few people. To me, I like him simply because I think AD and LeBron are going to be sitting down quite a bit, and he's going to be playing 40-plus minutes, right? So I like that.
Yeah.
Chris Middleton, you mentioned he's boring. To me, Giannis is the best player, but Middleton is probably the most valuable player.
He's their go-to guy.
If it wasn't for Middleton, they wouldn't have made the finals. They wouldn't have sustained.
That's a crazy statement, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, when he was hurt.
He's their glue guy. Giannis is not the same player if Middleton isn't. Same with Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Simmons, who the fuck knows? I'm not going to sit here and knows whatever. Siakam's supposed to come back sooner than expected. Bledsoe, this is one I absolutely loved because we were talking about. I had the 10th overall pick, so I had back-to-back. I really wanted Jason Tatum. I wanted to go Tatum playoff P, but as we discussed it, the Clippers had the most back-to-backs and the most 5 games in 7 days in the league. So Eric Bledsoe is a guy I don't think is going to quit, where playoff P is going to rest quite a bit. So in the 10th round, I like that. Harold, I think new opportunity, has a good opportunity. Same with Kuzma.
We didn't get a chance to do this with our teams.
He's going on as a player.
No. I've done half my players and I'm done.
Okay, cool. All right, so sorry. All right, so let's do a little power rankings real quick. This video is supposed to be 10 minutes.
Here's the thing. I'm the only one that got. Hey guys, just so you know, I'm the only one that got a B+. So I deserve.
Yeah. Well, I had myself as number 1, of course, because I'm the dick lover and the baby dick daddy. And then I had Sprague at 2. I'm gonna move Caps to 3, Jeff to 4, Ryland to 5, Brad B to 6. Scott 7, T Garden 8, Mike McDonald 9, Gasolina 10. 9 and 10 are interchangeable. That's some garbage. What do you got, Ryan?
I've got myself as number 1. I've got Jeff Spectacular as 2. I've got Best Big as 3. Damdu 4. Viagra 5. Sham Wow / Yao at 6. Jordan Pleasant 7. Scott Gasolina and Mike Smashless / most likely winless team.
Wow! Like it.
Give me real quick. Who was first overall pick? Jokic?
Sprague's team, Best Big 3.
So I'm going to do this. I'm not going to break it down because I did not write the names down for each of the teams. I'm going to say the top 3 contending teams and the top 3 teams I expect to compete for the worst.
Okay.
Number 1 is Jokic's team, Sprague's. I think he's the front runner. And I'll do Gasolina and Dim are going to compete for Dim as in the Viagra or whatever. Bottom three, I have... Who picked Durant for? It was McDonald, right?
Yep.
So at McDonald, I have... Who picked Luka?
That was... The second pick was... You don't write down your names here, buddy.
I wrote down every other name, but... If I'm on my phone, maybe I
Luka was Sham Yao.
Okay, so McDonald, Sham Yao, and
Killing us over here. You got to go Mike McDonald or T Garden for sure. This is bad.
no,
Scott's team.
Just take a few extra.
no. Then I'll do. Who had Dame? It was T Garden, right?
T Garden. Yep.
T's competing for the bottom three.
3-weight pound. Rob cubed. R
One
cubed.
more time.
Yeah, let's go.